Welcome to another live stream Watchalong reaction. My bad. Tonight we're watching reaction to Colombia versus Portugal. FIFA World Cup 2026 Group K. Colombia contra Portugal. La Copa Mundial de FIFA Grupo K Partido 3. We are paying attention as well to DR Congo versus Uzbekistan. This has a big effect on the top 8 third-place teams. So we have to keep an eye on that as well. And then we have one more game today, or one more group of games today after this. And then we'll make our group stage recap and final predictions and put that out after the games. I do not know the Portuguese anthem. So starting 11s are as follows. For Colombia in goal, we have Camilo Vargas. The back four of Santiago Arias, Davinson Sanchez, John Lukumi, and David Machado. The midfield three of John Arias, Jefferson Lerma, Gustavo Puerta. In the front three of James Rodriguez. We have John Cordoba and Luis Diaz. In goal for Portugal, we have Diogo Costa. We have João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Rafael Veiga, or Renato Veiga, Nunes at the back. We have Vitinho, Ruben Neves, Pedro Neto, Bruno Fernandes, João Felix. The midfield three, or the midfield five, and up top, Cristiano Ronaldo. For DR Congo, in goal, we have Lionel, Mpasi, and Zhao. Back four of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Chancel Mbemba, Axel Tuanzebe, and Arthur Masuaku. The midfield four of Brian Sapanga. We have Samuel Motusami. We have Noah Siddiqui and Nathaniel Mbuku. Up top, Cedric Bakambu and Yohan Wissa. For Uzbekistan in goal, we have Abdulwahid Nimatov. We have Kozak Biar Aldizanov, Abdulkadir Kusanov. We have Jakongir Urazov. We have Rustamjan Ashurmatov. We have Shirzad Nazralayev. We have Abusek Fazalayev. Otabek Shukurov. We have Akmal Mozgavoy. We have Dostanbek Kondanmov and Eldor Shamuradov for Uzbekistan. They're at work. Well, good. Well, at least you'll be able to watch these games. 2 more games to go, or 2 more windows to go. The second to last group stage window. And then we have 1 more group stage window after this with the final 2 matches. And then we'll have the group stage over with. And we have the knockouts starting tomorrow. And it starts with Canada. In LA. It's going to be a fun one. Colombia versus Portugal and Uzbekistan versus DR Congo. Both teams could still advance, I think. DR Congo, let's look at their group. Uzbekistan would have to, well, I don't know about that. They'd have to win by a lot of goals. They'd have to win by 6 goals. Actually, no. They'd have to win by 7 goals just to advance. So Uzbekistan's pretty much cooked, but mathematically they still could make it. My prediction score for Group K, Colombia 4-2 over Portugal, DR Congo 2-1 over Uzbekistan. Mathematically, Uzbekistan can still make it, but even if they won, they're probably still cooked. DR Congo is the team who's most likely to get some out of this match when it comes to being a lucky loser. Portugal can win the group by winning the match. If they draw or lose, it is Colombia. It is Colombia that wins the group. Portugal's goal differential is probably enough for them to stay above DR Congo in the table if they do lose this match. Portugal has to win this game to finish top of the group. Colombia would then finish second. We'll see where this goes in that case. But Here we go. And then we'll have one more. About time Neves gets minutes. Ruben Neves. Of course. But, yeah. I think that might be smart with who they're playing. And we're off. Congo, Uzbekistan has begun. And now Colombia, Portugal's begun. And we're off. Shot saved. Shot. Goal. Uzbekistan up. 1-0 early. Offside. Oh, my. Uzbekistan almost put DR Congo to the sword instantly. Oh, my Lord. Horrible start for DR Congo. Luckily, it didn't count. Yep, offside. Damn. Damn. Here we go. That is crazy. DR Congo has to win, become a lucky loser. A draw or a loss would knock them out. A loss, an Uzbekistan win most likely would not be enough to put them as a lucky loser, but unless they win like 7-0, which that was a good start until it didn't count. Colombia forward shot, headed over the bar. Again, Portugal has to win the group. Colombia just has not to lose. DR Congo has to win to go to the round of 32. Uzbekistan would have to win and win by 7. Or more. Because Iran's goal differential is a 0. So doing better than South Korea's goal differential is not enough. And actually, if they did, they'd have more goals scored than Iran. So they would put them on the bubble and then hope to hell. And Iran would have to hope to hell Algeria doesn't. Either way. .234 to 221. So these games are very tight, close. Playing forward. Player down hurt for Uzbekistan. Portugal and Colombia. Four minutes in both matches. Shot! Oh! Damn, Uzbekistan's playing pretty damn well against DR Congo. They're playing pretty damn well. South Korea is happy as we speak. Out for a goal kick. South Korea is pretty damn happy, and by extension Iran are pretty damn happy as we speak. Well, actually, Well, then again, a draw would still hurt South Korea. Well, for South Korea, an Austria win would be better. I think for Iran and Algeria, or South Korea and Austria win would be better. If this game ends up in a draw, the DR Congo game, South Korea would be sitting pretty, and Iran would have to hope. Either way, Iran would have qualified. It's South Korea that's like, okay, then I just need a Algeria loss to Austria, no matter by how much, and they would still be alive. Austria losing would put South Korea out. Throw in. Shot. Header. High ball. Six minutes in both matches. Nil-nil in both matches. 0-0. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Playing forward. Out. Nope. Portugal looking pretty good, but they got to win this match if they want to win the group. Playing forward, wide for Colombia. I think Portugal's playing pretty well too. DR Congo is struggling against Uzbekistan though. Match in Miami for Colombia and Portugal, yes. DR Congo, Uzbekistan is in a dome. I think it's Houston. Argentina will be in Dallas. I see Miami Dolphins colors. Oh, look, there's Marco Rubio and Kash Patel at the game. Because they have nothing else better to do, I guess. I don't know. Ninth minute. Yeah, if I had a water bottle, that'd be funny. It's Rubio! But I don't have a water bottle. So. Uzbekistan makes it 1. It is 1-0 Uzbekistan. Shomurodov scores. Shomurodov scores. 1-0 Uzbekistan. Wow. Uzbekistan is definitely outplaying DR Congo so far. They definitely are. What a shot. Oh my. What a dipping curler. Shomurodov, their legend, puts them up. They need 6 more. They're not going to get them, but well, I don't know, actually. Tenth minute. DR Congo has to win this match, so they got to find their way back. They got punched in the mouth with the offside and punched in the mouth with an actual goal. They got to win this match. It's 45th goal, 96 appearances. Go Uzbekistan, the dream is alive. They need 6 more goals. Or maybe more likely so for South Korea. South Korea has hope Uzbekistan wins this match, but not by 7 goals. And, well, at least 6. For them, it's 6. For them, it's 6. But South Korea will be knocked out if Uzbekistan scores 6 and doesn't allow any, because South Korea doesn't have as many goals for. So, yeah, if they score 6, that'll eliminate them in the first place. But just ruin it to help it on. That's all I care about. Well, I mean, Algeria, Austria could help just to ruin it or ruin their game. Austria could beat Algeria, and that's all Iran would need. It's the South Koreans who need both. South Korea needs what Iran needs. But if Iran gets one result, they're in. Because there's only 2 more third-place games to be played. Or, well, second, third, and then first and fourth. But there's only 2 games to be played that matter to them left. Over a half. 1 and 7, 1 and 3/4. Yeah, there we go. If they get one of these results, if this happens, they're in. Iran is in, no matter. South Korea needs both. South Korea needs an Uzbekistan win, but less than 6 goals to keep them in the line or above the line, and an Austria win over Algeria. And then Iran and South Korea would be in. If Algeria wins, well, the problem is if Algeria wins for South Korea, well, no, they would, well, yeah, no. Austria's goal differential would still be, it would be less equal to South Korea's or less. Even 1-0 might be a bit shaky, though, actually. Austria has 3 goals for. South Korea only has 2. So, actually, South Korea would lose on goals scored if Algeria were to beat Austria 1-0. So they would need a 2-0 Algeria win if Algeria was to win that match to keep them in there. So an Algeria win could work for them as well, as long as it was a multi-goal win. But the way they're going to play, I bet not. A draw would knock them out. Austria beating Algeria would keep them in because they would stay 3rd place and have a lower goal differential. So either way. 0-0. Portugal, Colombia. Still 0-0. Portugal will be 2nd as this stands. So, basically, over the bar. So, basically, South Korea needs both results. Iran needs 1. Iran gets a result like Algeria loses. Or Austria beats Algeria. Good. Algeria beats Austria, the goal differential would be lowered. So Iran, as long as there's a winner in that match, Iran is fine. I put it like that. Because then their goal difference will be -1. Iran's is 0, so they'd be fine. As long as there's an outright winner in that match, they're fine. If this goes towards DR Congo, if this does not, if this stays Uzbekistan win by less than 7, they're in okay position. They're going to qualify. They'll be qualified because they need both results to go against them. A DR Congo win or a Uzbekistan win by 7 or more, and to put them above both, or by 7 to put them above both, or and a draw between Algeria and Austria. If they get both, if that both happens, Uzbekistan advances will win by 6+ goals. So with that being said, there you go. Hit this like button. Hit the like button. Let's get this one going. Steve Clark resigned as the Scotland head coach. Well, there you go. 15th minute. But there we go. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Mexico's path to the final. Ecuador, England, Brazil, Argentina, France, Netherlands, or Germany. Sixteenth minute. Oh, what a save by Portugal. Oh, I don't want Scotland. Now, Ireland, I mean, I'd love to visit Scotland, but I wouldn't. No. Now, Ireland, on the other hand, hit the gym. DR Congo has tied the game. Let's see how that happened. Shit. Ball crossed in. Nice. Top of the box. Shot. Oh! What a shot. 1-1. Missed out on easy game for the World Cup. Colombia better. DR Congo scored. Fun odds lasted. Colombia better win. How about Portugal? VAR check. Goal. Was there a foul on the... I mean, this may be taken away for a foul in the build-up. He put his arm out, and he kind of grazed the guy, but I don't know. This might not count. I feel like it's more of a flop than a slap, but I don't think this is going to count. They're going to probably take it away. Direct free kick. No goal. DR Congo got the goal. Yep, because it was a... I feel like that's more of a flop than an actual slap, but I mean, he did get him. He swung his arm back and got him. 18th minute. 19th minute, DR Congo has lost their goal. It was taken away. Attacker just slaps the guy. He just swings his arm back and catches him. And that's a foul against the run of play, or in the build-up of play. 0-0 between Colombia and Portugal. One more stream today, and then we have our group stage recap, knockout predictions of the actual knockout matches. Player down hurt for Uzbekistan. So South Korea can, well, I guess, well, I hope South Korea didn't shit their pants. It'd be sad if they didn't. It'd be sad if they did. To clean up for no reason. Clench your ass back up. You're fine for now. South Korea. Well, a draw would have still made you fine, but, you know, whatever. A 1-1's different than a 1-0. Either way. 0. Right call, that was a foul. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there was a little bit of a dive to it. Uzbekistan with a cross. Goes down in the box. Saved by Vargas for Colombia. You know what? I'm not going to miss these doubles. I won't lie. Or at least for the World Cup. I ain't going to lie. I won't miss these. One more. But we've watched every game. We've watched 70 of 70 or 104 as of now. We've watched 70 World Cup games of 104 as of now. And later tonight, it'll be 72 of 104. And there'll be 73 tomorrow. Here's a chance. Colombia shot. Oh, good defensive play, Portugal. Good clearance. Very good clearance, Ruben Neves. Well, Dillon was right. Ruben deserves some minutes, and guess what? Big defensive play, Ruben Neves, to put the ball over the bar. Well, he needed minutes, and he got them. What great defense. Portugal playing the ball forward. But it looks like, I mean, Colombia's had, it's about been a 50-50 game, I would say. '73 is the most important match. The biggest game in Canada's history, possibly. It has to be, right? In Canada men's football history, it's got to be the biggest match of the national team in the men's side ever, right? It's got to be their biggest match. Hydration break in the Uzbekistan-DR Congo game. It's got to be their biggest game, right? Like, I mean, you could say a Copa America semifinal, but I'd say a World Cup round of 32 match when it's your first ever round of 32, when it's a winnable one, is way past a. You probably weren't beating Argentina, but at least you made a gold or a Copa America semifinal. It's got to be Canada's biggest match. I mean, I'll hear arguments, but Canada's biggest ever men's match has to be. I think Copa Semi is bigger. Gold Cup final. But I don't respect, well. Disallowed for Congo, yes. Yes. Gold Cup final. The 2000 Gold Cup final, that's a good point. But yeah, they won that trophy. But that generation didn't really do anything after but a Gold Cup semi. And that was sort of, I don't know, man. I get what you're saying. That is a good argument. They won that final. They played Colombia. It wasn't just like they played Mexico or the United States. Well, that probably would have been harder. But and weirdly, that final was in January. So then you got to look at the rosters, but it's top 5 for sure. Hydration break. I mean, it's top 5 biggest Canada games for sure. It just depends on how you look at the tournaments. But I would still think a World Cup round of 32 match in their first ever knockout stage match would be. But either way. Lol. But either way. Technically, though, if you want to be honest, by numbers, I guess we went further than we've ever went before. By the fact there was a group stage before the round, it was 48 teams, and we advanced to the round of 32. And we played one extra match. But can you really say we went further in a World Cup than we ever have? Every game is a big game for this program. Every knockout game for sure. Well, then again, we've only made one Gold Cup semifinal in this golden generation. So I guess a Gold Cup semifinal, Nations League final and semi, Gold Cup final, anything in the Copa knockouts. And then anything World Cup. Well, anything World Cup. And the 2000 Gold Cup, how can we forget Canada advancing the group of death, or the group because of a coin toss? Yeah. Drawing a lot, boys. It's like the gods wanted us to win that trophy, to be honest. Luck smiled on us. We won the drawing of lots, and then we went all the way to win the damn trophy. It's like the gods wanted us to win that trophy. Like, that was our year. That was a year of destiny. We've gone the same distance as 2022 World Cup. That's my point. And 86 had less teams, actually. But, yeah, no, I mean, if we lose to South Africa, we've only went the same distance as the 2022 World Cup. There was just extra steps. There was extra steps, you know? I don't think anybody playing a team like South Africa, no disrespect, but if we lose that game, it is embarrassing. Because on paper, we're better. If we play to our level, we're better. And if we can finish, we're better. We've wanted to go further than a round of 32 at this World Cup in our own home World Cup. Now we're playing in LA, but, it's still North America. But we got to get further than 32. We got to get to top 16, the final 16. And then that's further than we've ever went before, for sure. Because we've never made it to the last 16. Whether it's the old format or the current format, we never made the last 16. So we have been one of the top 32 nations in the world. 31. 31. But header. We weren't 32. That was Qatar. We've definitely gotten better in 4 years than they have. That's for sure. Well, we were still better than them at the end of the 2022 World Cup, but we certainly have gotten much better. It is better. Much better. I mean, Qatar has a point, so I don't think they're 32nd again or even 48th. But, well, they certainly aren't 32nd. Oh, wait, they would have had to make the round of 32 to be at the same place they were 4 years ago. Shot over the bar by DR Congo. 0-0, 28 minutes in for Portugal, Colombia. It is better. Much better. Egg. Playing top of the box. DR Congo gets it back. '29th minute. So, But yeah, if Canada wins, we went further than 4 years ago. Hopefully we can go even further. No, we won't. Here's how I'm going to put it. I said this to somebody else earlier. If we play Netherlands, we have a 95% chance of losing in the round of 16. If we play Morocco, the way things have gone, we have a 75% chance of losing. I like our chances better against Morocco. But if they beat Netherlands, then that means... That's why I said 75. If Liam Miller steps foot on the pitch tomorrow, I riot. That guy stinks. I don't think he exactly fits what you would want for tomorrow's match. I agree. He had a really good patch of form, late last year when he first came back. It's not the same. I'm not saying he's as bad as he was, but that turns out that patch of form he had when he first came back was a patch of form. It was a purple patch. I've never really thought he was that good. So I won't say it. I'm not going to riot, but I'm not going to be happy. I want Schaffelberg. I think Schaffelberg would be a good idea to play against South Africa, personally. But at least, if not starting in the last 30 minutes, for sure. I want Promise David to start. I really do. Promise David wrecks shit. I think we might need a little bit of that when it comes to this match. Somebody who could wreck shit moving forward. Because I'm certain we're going to have a lot of the ball. So we need somebody to wreck shit. And I don't think Kyle Larin can wreck shit like offside, like Promise David does. Portugal's offside. Promise David can wreck something. He's an absolute physical forward, but has a good scoring touch. I want Promise David to start tomorrow. That's one thing I want. It's not against Kyle Larin, but I think against a team like South Africa, we need a guy kind of like Promise David who could just wreck shit up front and just physically just beat the ever-loving bejesus out of that back line and open up space for Jonathan and open up space for Tajon and open up space for multiple players. I think that helps us finish, in my opinion. I agree. Can't use the sun and then risk an injury. You can't use a sub and risk an injury. I agree. To an extent. But yeah. Schaffelberg, Promise, and Jonathan up top. Or Jacob in the midfield overlapping. Ooh. Sounds like a good one to me tomorrow. Because I think part of our problems with finishing, especially against teams like a Bosnia, like South Africa, which, I mean, they're not as physical as Bosnia, but that's why I would want Promise to start. I mean, even look at Promise scoring. Oh, look, it's Jorge Mas. You don't even own this stadium. 33rd minute. But a guy like Promise, for me, you put him up there, and he's going to wreck them. He's going to open up spaces. He's going to get behind that defense, so he can either score himself or he can open up spaces for Jonathan because they're going to be so focused on trying to tame Promise and keep him from making damaging runs, so it opens up space anyway. So, I mean, Laren's done his bid. Time to ride the pine and let that dog eat. I agree. I mean, Kyle Larin got his World Cup, 2 World Cup goals. And you know what? That's awesome. I'm glad that Larin got to have that moment. He deserves to have that moment. If that's what Jesse was trying to do, great. You got to move on now. You got him his World Cup goals, which Kyle Larin had the clutchness to at least score when it mattered after not scoring for 2 years. So, all respect. I mean, all respect to what Kyle Larin's done for this national team, but he never really fit Jesse's system in the first place. He was getting old. He's doing well in the championship. I guess I can't say getting old, but he still doesn't really fit Jesse's system. But I get what Jesse was doing. I think he was trying to get Kyle Larin his moment. He believed enough in him to try to get him his moment because Kyle Larin's done enough with the national team in his career to get that moment. And I'm glad he got that moment. As a fan, I'm glad that Kyle got his moment to score those 2 World Cup goals in Toronto and Vancouver. I'm glad. But now it's a promises time, in my opinion. If Bombito starts, Luke DeFugero on the left, or Derek stays in. After that, I don't think South Africa is going to do to Luke what Switzerland did. But also, I guess you can blame Crepeau for dropping one of the balls and the fact the press wasn't really there. It's like they tried to push him to the side of the pitch, but the press wasn't really there. And they used that open space very heavily, Switzerland, in that early 15 minutes where Canada was very lackadaisical. They tried to push him to the side, but they just basically opened up a whole lot of space for Vargas on that first goal. I can't really blame Luke DeFugero. I think Luke's had a really good World Cup. Overall, he's definitely grown. He's definitely grown up. He's definitely become a better center back compared to what I thought about him a year ago and change or less. You know, Luke has a higher ceiling than Derek. Bombito is better than Derek. I think Bombito's more of a replacement for Derek. Like, if one's healthy, you want Bombito in there. And I think what would make the most sense to me is a back line or a center back pairing of Luke and Bombito. I think that's the plan. If everybody's healthy, you have Luke and Bombito. Because Bombito is more of the profile of Derek, but better, in my opinion. You want 2 different profiles in your center backs, in my opinion. I don't think you want the same center back. You don't want 2 John Terrys next to each other. That's not what you want. 2 John Terrys next to each other doesn't make any sense. Fair enough, but he still got it, though. But again, you want 2 center backs who have different profiles. You want one who's faster. You want one who's more steely in defense. You want one who's better at pressing. Well, I guess you would want both being good at pressing, but you would want one to be more attacking of a center back, especially if it's not a dangerous play. You want one to be more active and one to be more passive, in my opinion. You want 2 different profiles. Having the same center back in your back line, it doesn't exactly make sense to me. Like, I'd like to have a faster center back, not a slower per se, but maybe one who's more stay at home to cover people's asses. Well, I don't know. Does the faster one cover asses more or the stay at home? Because honestly, when TFC had Chris Mavinga at his peak, dude was fast. Dude covered their ass. Like, when he lost his speed, that's kind of when things went south. When that man freaking burned at people at his peak. If we lose, I'm never going to watch a men's national team again until October. Well, we don't have a meaningful game. Oh, right. Well, September, though, is when the window starts. But we don't have a meaningful competitive game till November. Because we don't have to play the Nations League group stage. We just get the bottom of the quarters still. We still get the bottom of the quarters. So, as far as I know, I think, yeah, we still got the bottom of the quarters. So, we don't have a meaningful game till November. And that window starts in September. Like, last 2 weeks of September, first 2 weeks of October, I think. Something like that. Because they put them together. Something like that. 38th minute. 39th minute. Ball crossed in for Portugal. Cleared away. 0-0. So, again, I'm a person who wants 2 different, each center back in the pairing to have a different profile. I don't want the two same profiles in my back line. Of course, one has to be more left-footed, one has to be more right-footed. Shot wide! Ruben thinks it's a corner, I guess. Or is it a... Hold on. It did take a deflection, but is he trying to look at a handball? DR Congo. So, playing forward. I'm honestly somebody who wants a faster, more mobile center back on one end or one side, and then one more stay-at-home center back. Wow, what a shot. Either thinks there's a deflection or there's, nope, it's not a corner or a handball. Multiple chances. Portugal is starting to play a little bit better here, in my opinion. I'm looking at the tactics board and I'm like, do I? I'm like, do I? Maybe. I'm like, do I? What did he even... Either way. I'm thinking about it. 0-0. Brought down. Now, of course, if you play a 3-back, then I guess that changes things. That changes things. It depends on what I have. Like if all I can play is a 3-back and I feel more comfortable with a back 3 than a back 4, I'll do that. But then the question is, then you have 3 center backs. You still want one stay-at-home center back in the middle. Then you want your middle center back to be more stay-at-home. Do you want 2 more fluid center backs or just one on one side? But then there's so many things to consider in that way. I think a back 5 just shows your team is not good enough, in my opinion. If you're going to go back 3 or back 5, feels like Felix was super close playing forward. Yeah. If you want to go back 3 or back 5, I feel like that's you admitting your team. I'm not saying you can't win, but you're definitely trying to maybe close a distance, close a gap a little bit artificially, in my opinion. That's because either if you're going back 3, you're basically saying we're focusing on the counter. We're focusing on the counter. Yeah, they can fall back, but we're using our outside backs as wing backs. We're going to focus on pressing, focus on pushing, and focus on having enough center backs and maybe our center defensive mid dropping in if need be to defend. Or if you go back 5, you're basically saying we're parking it. We're parking it. But I think in a different way, a back 3 and a back 5, because they're both wing backs and they can set up as a back 3 or a back 5, you're basically saying we're going very corner or very counterattack-esque and we're focusing on that, or we're going very park the bus. And we know we have to defend very much. A back 4 is saying we're even. Or we look at each other as a team, as teams, and say, hey, it is, we want to play these guys straight up. Or not that, but you would look at the teams and be like, yeah, both these teams are pretty even. DR Congo headed away by Uzbekistan. I'll go back to the goalie, 44th minute. So, to me, I feel like if you go back 3 or back 5, you're admitting your team has a deficiency in some way, shape, or form, in my opinion. Because, I mean, yeah, I know Antonio Conte won a Prem with a 3-back. I know he did that. I know Xavi's going to try. But you can't tell me the Chelsea team that won that league title under Conte, that That team had deficiencies. That team had weaknesses that got papered over by Conte because he's a very good tactical manager. Xabi Alonso, the same. Xabi Alonso's going to go back 3. But this team has very, very obvious tactical weaknesses. I think the back 3 would work for Chelsea. I'm not saying a back 3 sucks. What I'm saying is Xabi Alonso using his back 3, which is his preferred formation, but he used it at Bayer Leverkusen, who he grew into champions. They were very good at comebacks, weren't they? But I feel like there's some there. Shot save by Diogo Costa. So 7 minutes of stoppage time. So it's kind of more of a, what exactly do you want? 3 minutes of stoppage time in Portugal or for Portugal. I'm surprised. I guess the VAR checks. But again, I'm not. He is ghosted pretty much. Brother is ghosting. Can't say I'm surprised. Can't say I'm surprised. And Hervé Renard has asked for a higher salary and full control of the team to stay with Tunisia. Honestly, if I were them, I'd give it to him. 46 minute, 1 minute down, DR Congo, Uzbekistan. We'll take a short break after the second half. Give it to him. You sure about that? Shot blocked away, cleared away by Portugal. But again, I'm on, unless I think my team is so obviously behind the 8 ball, I am not going back 3 or back 5 for that matter. I normally want to go back 4. Like, back 4 is my preferred. Oh, Hervé Renard, okay. I was like, yeah, I agree then. But for me, I would go back 4, personally. Now, I do believe in positional rotation, so I would love for my 2 center. Well, here's the bad thing. Using Toronto as an example, if Cifuentes or Davy Flores were still there, that would have been perfect for positional rotation with a back 4. Dropping them into the defense if need be, and then pushing them forward if we can push them forward. Or with the fact we have Gomes, Larea, and Monlouis, shot wide, knowing they all could sort of get forward and they have the speed to, maybe dropping in one of those center defensive mids as we possess the ball and pushing it forward through, especially Gomes or Larea, and then letting them get up into the midfield, especially, well, Gomes play outside back. So, in my mind, I am the best. Says, well, yeah, you're right. In my mind, I am the best, because I am. Halftime, 0-0. In my mind, I am the best. Speed mad as F, I'm sure he is. Halftime, 0-0, 0-0, miro tiempo. But again, so if you have a back 4 and then you have those positional rotations, especially when you're in possession of the ball and you get the ball back and you press with your final, you get the ball back with your defense, maybe higher up the pitch, depending, and you get the ball back from your defense because they jumped the passing lane or they pressed, then you rotate those positions when you have possession of the ball. I don't think that's more of a defensive thing. Back 3 or back 5 is communist. Well, that makes sense because I'm a libertarian. I'm an anarcho-capitalist. Maybe that makes sense that I'm a back 4 guy with positional rotation. that loves positional rotation, especially when it comes to wing or outside backs pushing forward and then center defensive mid dropping in. But the problem is if it was Toronto, we don't have a guy. If we lose Cifuentes, I don't think there's many guys who could do what Davey or Cifuentes does to help that positional rotation. We'd have to change our ideals in that way. Well, not them, but maybe Coelho could still positionally rotate, but then you have more of a singular 8. Instead of a dual box-to-box 8, you have Coelho who's a 6. You have an 8 who's maybe more offensively leaning, and then you have a 10. Because Cifuentes is more box-to-box. Same thing with Davy Flores. But there ain't many people, in my eyes, that could do, well, that is affordable. That is affordable, that wouldn't be a DP. Because I don't want to spend my DP on that. So, because if I wanted to spend my DP spot on a dual 8, Moises Caicedo, but that would be too expensive for MLSE at all. That'd be like a 10-year down the line, 15-year down the line thing, and would he be the same? So I don't think there's many absolute cinema. I agree. So I don't think there's many affordable options. I think we already exhausted them because we're letting Cifuentes go like idiots, and we let Davey go. And I haven't seen anybody who's a cost-effective guy who could do what they do as well as they do it, because Cifuentes was the best replacement for Davey they could have gotten when they let Davey go. And they're letting Cifuentes go. And they have a purchase option, and they're not doing it. Idiots. So then you have to change the ideal and have Coelho be a pure 6. Somebody in the midfield is more of an offensive pushing 8, and then a 10. And then 2 wingers and a striker. Like, I don't like that per se. I feel like that kind of, in my eyes, that would still sort of make us weaker. Because in general, even with Fraser, it makes us weaker. Because, I mean, I think one of the best parts of our squad is the midfield. That's the place I have the least of my worries, per se. Halftime, 0-1 for Uzbekistan. The least of my worries is that midfield, to be honest. Especially defensively. Or pivot. But either way. 0-1 at the half. That's MLSE for you. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I mean, they're going to have to change their ideal anyway, but I don't think Fraser is as down to the bare bones, or not bare bones, but down to like the bedrock like I am. I don't know what we're going to do. Like Oso playing, then again, the more offensive Oso plays, the better. I've said that. So if Oso becomes our offensive cheating 8, I can live with that. I can live with that. But is it going to be as good of a midfield without Davey or Cifuentes, with Oso being a offensive cheating 8, like lurching forward 8? Probably not. Probably not. But, I mean, I could live with that. He's had a better season this year than he's had recently. So that's the good news. But I mean, I'd love for Toronto to get Eustachio. But weirdly enough, I think Eustachio could be that 8 if you let Coelho be the 6. Because, in my opinion, I think Eustachio, he hasn't been very good for LAFC, but there was injuries there. I think if you put Eustachio in that dual 8 situation and let Coelho be the 6 and let Eustachio defend, because he can defend very well. But if you let him be the metronome of that team at the number 8, and then you let the 10, Jordy, or I would want it to be Gio Reyna, I'm going to be honest. I'd rather have Gio Reyna than Jordy, and Gio Reyna probably won't last in Europe no matter how good he does at the World Cup. Gio Reyna needs somebody who believes in him completely. That's all. That's all. And then he'll perform well. Then again, our freaking physios will make sure that's not gonna work. But right now, Jordy. I don't know. Like, it's not the same with Eustachio, but with that being said, we'll take a short break. Be back for the stats at the half. Sit tight, be back. 1-0, Uzbekistan, 0-0, Colombia, Portugal. Back for the stats, the half. 55% possession and 45% possession. 12 shots to 9. 3 shots on goal to 2. We got 34 accurate passes, 89% to 191. 92 passes, 1 corner to 0. We got 12 shots to 9. We got 5 shots off target to 4. 3 shots on goal to 2. 4 block shots to 3. 264 passes, 208. 89% pass accuracy, 92. 8 throws to 5, 2 offside to 1, 0 yellow cards to 0, 0 red cards to 0, 3 fouls to 4. 0-0 at the half of the Colombia-Portugal game. And frankly, I think it's a half-and-half game. Portugal's had their moments. Colombia has their moments. I think looking at both these teams, they've both played well. They've both defended well. Definitely interesting game so far. But we'll see how the second half goes. Colombia and Portugal both are advancing as it stands. Colombia winning the group. Uzbekistan and DR Congo not advancing. Shakira, Madonna, and BTS is the World Cup final halftime show. Yeah. I won't be hearing it, that's for sure. Tomorrow on Fox proper, South Africa, Canada, the only game of the day. Well, the only football match of the day, because we do have a Formula One Grand Prix in the morning, if you want to be here for that. South Africa versus Canada at 2 Central, 3 Eastern. So we'll get going. Portugal coming out. Second half, here we go. 0-0 in Miami. Of course, we still got a while to wait for the second half of the Uzbekistan-DR Congo game. Of course. Then we have one more game to go. Oh, look, James and Cristiano talking. Nice. I mean, they used to be teammates. Us Mexicans got Ecuador. Is that unlucky, or do you think we can win? I think y'all can win. Yes, the altitude would be less of a advantage for y'all, considering Ecuador plays at La Paz, El Alto, but I still think you're the better team. I still think you have a good offense, a good enough offense to get a good bit out of it. I don't see why you wouldn't win, but I don't see why you wouldn't win. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. 10 chances to 4. João Cancelo, Ruben Neves are coming off for João Neves and Ruben Dias or Diogo Dalot. Diogo Dalot, okay. Playing at Azteca, yeah. But I'm saying when it comes to Ecuador, I know they're playing at Azteca, but I'm saying because Ecuador plays at higher levels of altitude at El Alto, they're probably more used to playing at altitude when it comes to playing in Mexico because it's lower altitude. That's all I'm saying. Not as used to it as y'all are, but I'm comparing El Alto to Azteca. That's what I'm doing. When you play in Bolivia, everything else is easier. That's what I'm saying. When you play that war crime in the stadium, everything is easier, is all I'm saying. Second half of the Uzbekistan-DR Congo match about to start. They played 4 minutes. Did they hold back Colombia and Portugal to make sure they started a bit closer to each other? I guess. I don't know. 0-0. I guess they did. Fair enough. I mean, you're supposed to play at the same time. But either way, Uzbekistan 1-0. Let's hope. Funny, I'm going to my Ecuadorian friend's house that day. That's going to be a fun one. 45th minute. Then again, second half starting the Portugal game. Uzbekistan might be about a minute behind. '46 minute. And we're off. Wins group will win or draw for Colombia. Portugal has to win the group. Yes, there's the Canada game tomorrow. The first round of 32 game is tomorrow with Canada. Should be fun. As you can tell, my live streams have changed the group stage or group letter to round of 32. So today's the last day of the group stage. 1-0 to Uzbekistan. Shmuradov. And they've begun 30 seconds. So about a minute behind Colombia and Portugal. But that's crazy because they played like 7 minutes to their 3. So Gonzalo Ramos is going to AC Milan. '46 minute. Playing forward, Colombia. DR Congo playing the ball around the back. They will be eliminated with this result. And Uzbekistan would be too because they haven't scored enough goals. Iran will clinch a round of 32 spot if this result holds, which means South Korea is going to be biting their nails to the quick in the next game. How did Panama do versus England, you mean? I thought England kind of struggled. Second half, England was better, but they finally scored their goals. But I think Panama defended very well against England. The thing is, England looks weaker. Like, I thought with Thomas Tuchel, they'd be a pretty damn good squad. Like, I thought they'd be better than a squad that would have had Southgate as the coach. They look like Southgate's still there, if not a little bit worse compared to the Euros 2 years ago. It's not. They look weak, man. I mean, yeah, they scored 2 goals against Panama. They were already eliminated. Panama did a damn good job defending for an eliminated team. If they were already eliminated, I'm not saying England should have 6-0'd them again, but, you know, they did 6-0 them in 2018, right? Is that the other game? I thought they beat the shit out of them too. Either way. But no, I mean, they should have won 3-4-0. Or at least not looked as weak as they did, as slow as they did, as lackadaisical as they did. It's not like England had already won the group. Yeah, they'd already advanced, but there was much to be desired. Much to be desired from England. Panama put up a damn good fight for an eliminated team who already knew they were eliminated. It's an absolute disaster that it took so long to score for England. It was an absolute disaster. But, you know, it's not my cup of tea. But playing forward. Cleared away by Uzbekistan. Portugal playing forward in the 50th minute. If I'm lucky, I got a good amount of sleep, because if I needed sleep, I would have probably fell asleep with that England game. Then again, I haven't fallen asleep yet during any of these games, so I don't know. Maybe I'm a warrior. I don't know. Watching all these games, I haven't fell asleep yet. Maybe I have like a 2-minute power nap, but, well, I wouldn't even say that. I still heard what was... Well, no. I guess it would have been. Either way. Colombia fans showed up at the World Cup. The best fans, Latin America for sure. Like, what? Like Mexico doesn't exist? I disagree. 12 shots to 10, 3 shots on goal to 2. Portugal has a little bit less shots, but missed, and that'll be a goal kick. USA and England copying each other in football. If England's on a bad run, USA, so is USA, and vice versa. Well, now I hate this game. Why? Portugal hasn't scored yet. Bakambu off. Unless I'm missing some. My LA. Wait. Isn't that the guy who plays for Pyramids? I hate this guy's fans. Oh, I thought you said hate this game. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, that makes more sense. Yeah, Fiston Mayele, the one who plays. He played well for Pyramids at the Intercontinental Cup last year. Yeah. Yeah, Fiston Mayele from Pyramids. Yep. He's on for DR Congo. Damn good player. He's a damn good player. He played well for Pyramids at the Club World, or the Intercontinental Cup last year, I should say. Well, it used to be the Mini Club World Cup. Playing forward is Portugal. Come on. Here's a chance, and they overcooked it, or undercooked and overcooked the pass at the same time. Damn, that was their best chance, and they didn't do anything with it. Shot, missed. So as of now, Colombia's winning the group. Portugal's finishing second. Playing forward. DR Congo. Shot over the bar. Good tackle by Portugal, or not. Shot saved. Second for Portugal. Could be worse. Could be Uruguay on another planet. That's true. "55th minute. Shot saved. "55th minute. I know Mexican is considered Latin American. I mean, best CONMEBOL fans, Colombia, but I think Mexico's fans have been damn good. Like, look at it like this. Isn't Cristiano 40? Yeah. Yeah. "41. Close enough. One more game to go today. Muscavoy being pulled off. Which federation or continent has had the best fans? Well, Scotland. It's like, just because Scotland, UEFA. Well, Norway and Netherlands have been good too. UEFA. Just because of Scotland, Norway, and the Netherlands. I almost forgot. Yeah. Norway and the Netherlands look awesome. In Scotland, they were, damn, they probably going to cause a damn baby boom. They ain't careful. If they weren't careful in Boston. 57th minute. Or I guess a baby boom in Scotland too if the Scottish women got down with the Boston men and went back. But either way, there's going to be, I guess, a baby boom in Boston and Scotland. I guess both, depending. 55th minute. Well, the way things were going there. Here's a chance. DR Congo loses the ball. But yeah, UEFA, honestly. '58th minute, João Felix puts it. Maybe after the tournament. There's not enough time for that. You should do a CONCACAF ranking video, how all the CONCACAF nations did at the World Cup. After the tournament, maybe. After the tournament, maybe. Like, maybe you're really gonna make me use one of my off days that I probably need for this. All right. I mean, with the Can Champ games and the TFC game, you know. Maybe the day before the. We'll see. We'll see. Has to be close after the tournament. Here comes Portugal. Shot! Wide! No! Felix puts it wide. Offside anyway. Even if he did put it in, it would have been called offside. 59th minute. Well, with that being said, Cordoba and Lerma are off. Holy cow. Playing forward, DR Congo. Uzbekistan clears the ball. Header. In a little over 30 minutes from Iran's Iran dream coming true. Well, I'd gladly see them stay at this World Cup, at least for one more match. I mean, Portugal got some baddies too, though, Pepita. Now, neither of them match up to Italy, but Italy's not here, so that doesn't matter. 60th minute. '61st minute. '61st minute. Header wide. Shot wide by Colombia. Oh my God, this is getting wild. What a miss. What a miss. What a miss. Che cazzo. But. Sorry, man. Trying to stay faithful. CONCACAF fans shut out this World Cup. Fair enough. I agree. I mean, I agree. I agree. But I think every fan base has been good. Like, I can't say there haven't been, you know, but Colombia got lots of frosting on the cake, though. Fair. That's fair. But, I mean, they're all Portuguese baddies. But, again, IMO, Italy clears both. In football, Italy might not clear both these countries. But when it comes to baddies, Italy clears both countries. When it comes to baddies, Italy clears both countries. I'll tell you that right now. Messi gonna score because it's rigged. Filo de FIFA. Filo de FIFA. '63rd minute. Oh! '63rd minute. But then again, who cares what the ranking is? I appreciate all the baddies. Free kick for Portugal. Because you'd be crazy not to. Over the top. Header. Alfred, goal kick. He's doing it again. Cristiano's doing it again. Colombia are just... Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that is a good point, though. Yeah, good point about Colombia, though. They are just... Well, I mean, I guess Italians are Latinas in a way, too, even if they're not from Colombia. But what about Argentina, though? Then again, that's just Argentinian. As it stands, Iran will qualify to the round of 32. South Korea will be biting their nails to the quick after this result if the Congo-Uzbekistan result holds. Or is a draw. Senegal, Paraguay are in, and Iran. Fair enough. I mean, header. But aren't Argentinians basically just South American Italians too? '65th minute. Well, I mean, I guess there's also very German Argentinians as well. It's not going to happen, but it'd be funny if Argentina got eliminated by Cape Verde. I wouldn't be mad about it, I'll tell you that. Suarez was a good sub for Colombia. I agree. Here's a good chance. Here's Colombia. Here's Colombia. Room to go. Tackle. And Colombia still has the ball. 65th minute. Ball. Shot. Save. Corner. And I guess there also are Scottish Argentinians, because look at McAllister. Or Irish. Scottish or Irish, because look at McAllister. That man did not look, still does not look Argentinian. Brother looks like Seamus without the mohawk. Shot wide. Brother looks like Seamus without the mohawk. Playing forward. What a shot by Colombia there. 65th minute. Well, I mean, that's exactly kind of the point I'm making, ain't it? Or English Isles, I guess. '67th minute. Not good. Nuno Mendes is down. Hydration break. Yeah, that's not good. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Good pass there. Hydration break in the Portugal game. Johan Wisa got, I don't know. Feels more like a flop to me in that game, but either way. Penalty for DR Congo. Penalty for DR Congo. Penalty for DR Congo. But they have time to win this match, but they have definitely not been as good as you would want them to be. 2 points for each team. So it doesn't change much in the grand scheme of things unless DR Congo comes back to win. DR Congo standing for a penalty, 68th minute. And then a water break after that, I'm sure. I think that was pretty soft, I won't lie. But they have a penalty. Shot, goal! Rolled in, it's 1-1. DR Congo gets their goal. Yohan Wissa. '70, 67th minute on the penalty. 1-1. That doesn't change much. Hydration break is over for Portugal, Colombia. And now it is a 2-point for both teams. Yohan Wissa with a penalty into the goal. Tie game. DR Congo back at the bottom of the table. from the draw. And that is picked up and saved. 68th minute. About 22 minutes plus stoppage time for DR Congo to win the game. 2 goals of the World Cup for Wisa. João Felix and Vitinha are coming off for Rafael Leao and Samu Costa. A short story waiting to happen. Previous comment. In Saudi Arabia, there is a ghost. Penalties he loved the most. His name is Penaldo. He loves to dive. Water break in the DR Congo game. He loves to dive. Dive. Well, I remember when there was like that dive meme in wrestling or something. Man, I wish that was still over now because I might be using that. Dive. 70th minute. Can Portugal win this game to win the group? '71st minute. The Penaldo meme's got to come back, bro. '71st minute. Playing forward, Portugal. Water break almost over in Atlanta. Playing forward, block, get it out! Get it out! Throw it out! Get rid of it! Get rid of it! Throw it out! 73rd minute. Shred it! Clear. Shot. Oh, blocked! Goal kick. Okay. Corner. That's right. Cleared, cleared. Shot. Get it out. Run, 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 run. Blocked. Free kick for Portugal. 74th minute. '74 minutes. Portugal keeps it alive. Free kick. They should have let him have the advantage there, but okay. 2 subs. 75th minute. Corner for DR Congo. Short. Cleared by Uzbekistan. If this result holds, Iran will have qualified for the round of 32, and South Korea gets one of the 2 results they need. To stay alive by the skin of their teeth. 73rd minute. Throw in for DR Congo. Portugal. 75th minute. 15 minutes to go. Playing for it. Oh. Seven foot one NHL player drafted at the draft. That's crazy. Could Colombia actually be a dangerous knockout opponent? Yeah. Yeah, they're talented. They're very talented. Colombia could have a dark horse run. I agree. I mean, yeah, they can. Portugal playing for, or that's Uzbekistan. DR Congo. Playing forward. Cross in. Header over the bar. James is off in the 75th minute. I'm feeling it much like Norway. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, Colombia to me is CONMEBOL's dark horse. Not that I disrespect them, but most people would be like, well, you know, Colombia out for a corner. And Norway, I think, is UEFA's dark horse. I think Norway and Colombia can make some really big noise out of the big confederations. Honestly, I think they both can, and for I wouldn't say similar reasons, but yeah, I'd say both of them have a chance to be a big dark horse from the big confederations. Colombia win Group K, and Portugal finish second if results hold. DR Congo and Uzbekistan are eliminated. Free kick or corner here for Portugal, 77th minute. Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano on the goal line. Yeah, he is goal hanging. Cristiano is goal hanging. Bruno Fernandes, Jimmy Buckets, yeah. DR Congo cleared away by Uzbekistan. Corner. Takes it short. Shot wide. I thought that was a smart play, but not good enough. Smart play, short, not enough curl, I should say. Diogo Dalot had the ball and put it wide. 76th minute and 77th minute. Well, 77th and 78th. Well, DR Congo shot. Oh, it's a goal! DR Congo steals one! 2-1! 2-1! DR Congo! Colombia. Good tackle by Portugal. Oh my, what a defensive howler. What a defensive howler. 78th minute. DR Congo gets the goal they need to put themselves into the top 8. South Korea is in trouble. South Korea is in trouble. They hope for Uzbekistan to score another. Portugal playing forward. Shot and then boom. Continues his run and just scuffed by the defender. And then boom. 2-1 DR Congo. Portugal playing forward. Here's a chance. Into the box. Out for a corner. DR Congo causes a mistake. Wow. Goal. DR Congo. And South Korea is out of the World Cup as it stands. Well, Holy. 79th minute. DR Congo is second in the third place ranking. South Korea is out of the World Cup as it stands. Iran is on the bubble. The only result they have to worry about is somebody, preferably Algeria, winning the match against Austria. Or trouble. Whoa. EC3. 79th minute. Goal for DR Congo from Fiston Mayele. I said he was a good player. I told you he was a good player. Look at what he did. Told you. 78th minute. 2-1. DR Congo will be advancing. I don't know. 80th minute. Okay. DR Congo will advance in the World Cup if this stands. And hopefully, if Algeria wins, they will knock the goal differential for Austria. They need somebody to win. Whoever wins, Iran will advance to the round of 32 as long as there's an outright winner in the Austria-Algeria match. They will advance. But South Korea, as of now, is eliminated. 81st minute, and he was onside, Mayele. Free kick for Portugal. Portugal needs to win the group. Sweden, DR Congo, Ghana, Ecuador, Bosnia, Paraguay, and Senegal are your top, or 7 of the top 8 that are advancing. Iran is sitting with a 0 goal differential. If Algeria wins, as long as it ain't by, well, wait. It doesn't matter how much they win by, which means they've agreed to 0-0 draw in the Algeria-Austria game then. How do you know that? Maybe, well, good point. They both advance in that case. But hey, maybe somebody makes a mistake. But then that means they'll probably hand a goal the other way. Once you get the mistake goal, who knows, Who knows? But this might be the ugliest fucking game ever. Yeah, this Jordan this Algeria-Austria game might be the ugliest game ever. It might be. Iran's got to pray that somebody makes a mistake in that game, or they don't agree to a 0-0 draw. They let it play out, and that's got to be match fixing, yeah? That's got to be. See, here's the problem with the best third place thing. It does lead to the disgrace of Gihon. Ironically enough, you play these games at the same time so they don't end up being the disgrace of Gihon. But now with the best third place ranking, it can end up like that. You bunch of idiots. See, I'm not saying every game should be played at the same time, like it's a red zone type of thing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, in a weird way, they've kind of brought back the possibility of a disgrace of Gihon. They kind of have with this third place thing. They kind of have. Like, group-wise, they haven't, but they still, it won't ruin the group, but the fact there's still, Argentina's already won the group, so it's basically Austria and Algeria playing for, well, I wouldn't say pride, but if they both draw, they advance. 84th minute. So, Colombia group winner, if results hold, plays Ghana in the round of 32. Portugal group runner-up plays Croatia in the round of 32. DR Congo will advance to the round of 32. Who they'll play? They'll play England. So England will play DR Congo. England will play DR Congo in the round of 32. If this holds. 85th minute. We'll review. Well, there's no review for this game, and there's no review for the next one. It's a group stage recap after the Argentina game, or the last group games. And the groups are over in about 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. The groups are over. 84th minute. Playing forward is Portugal. They need to win this group, or win the game to win the group. Ball crossed in. Here's a chance. Too much of a bounce. Cross in, headed away. Colombia defending well. It's out for a goal kick. So, basically, Iran needs somebody to win to advance to the next round. A Ghanaian content creator said on Instagram, I'll never let my kids choose between Messi and Ronaldo. They'll choose Messi or they're leaving the house. By the time my future kids are old enough to realize what the hell's going on in football, they'll probably both be retired. So it doesn't matter to me. You know, like by the time my future kids are old enough to realize what the hell's going on in football, they'll both be retired. So, or Messi's probably going to be the only one left playing. Because, I mean, let's say 2-3 years from now, right? Born, right? They still need like 2 years to be conscious, and maybe like 3 to actually know what the hell's going on. So, like 5, 6, they're going to be retired, so it doesn't matter. They're going to be retired, so it doesn't matter. Does this go? Let's go to penalties. This is group stage. There's no way. There's no way that's going to happen. There's no way. Well, worst case scenario, they're like 1 year old when it's 2030 and Cristiano's still playing for some godforsaken reason. They won't know what the fuck's going on. They'll only be talking about him in the was. By the time they're talking about him, he was, not is. Hopefully. And Messi the same. Well, I wouldn't say hopefully. It should be. Cleared away. Shot over the bar. Messi, I wouldn't say hopefully the same way, but it should be. But again, Messi could play as long as he wants. Messi could play till he's in his 50s, 60s at a World Cup, and nobody would question it. Cristiano, no, people would question it. Wow. So, because he's shit. He's shit now. Hey, he scored 2 goals against Uzbekistan. Yeah, this is a good team. DR Congo's a good team. Uzbekistan is shit. To be honest, if Cristiano's still good, he should have scored against DR Congo too. But this game, just a good team. What do you expect to happen? Except unless it was a penalty. Unless it was a penalty, you know? But either way, Cristiano is old as dirt. Like, he's done. He should not play longer than 2030 because he's going to try for 2030. He said that. But is it possible my future kids are like 1 year old when the 2030 World Cup comes around? Yeah. That's a 50-50. Yeah. That's somewhere around the odds. But I wouldn't say I'd say it's non-zero, definitely. But would they be old enough to know what the fuck's going on? No. Would they know what's going on? No. In that case, no, they still wouldn't know what's going on. So. There's no way Cristiano plays in 2034, right? There's no way, right? There's no way. There's no way. Messi, maybe. Cristiano, no, there's no way, right? There's no way. No. My kids will probably be debating freaking Lamine versus Mbappe versus Vinny. That's probably what they'll be debating. Lamine versus Mbappe versus Vinny is what they'll be debating. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Ball crossed in. Headed down. 1 minute to go before stoppage time in the DR Congo game. Probably going to be about 5 minutes as well. I don't know who I'd want them. Well, shit, I don't know. Where are you going to be in the next 1,000 years? Well, it depends. If they figure out how to stop aging and get to longevity, escape velocity, I don't know where I'll be. But if they don't do that, I'll be in the ground. Header, goal, Colombia! Colombia, oh no! Offside! 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 91st minute offside for Colombia. They're going to check it, that's for sure. Penalty. Honestly, I don't know who I'd want my kids to pick out of Vinny, Mbappe, and Lamine. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's on too, honestly. At least when it came to the guy who's actually 8 minutes of stoppage time. 3-1 DR Congo. 3-1 DR Congo, and Kuzanov got burnt. Of course he did. Yohan Wissa. Yohan Wissa with 2 goals. It's 3-1, and it's offside. It is offside. You got to be kidding me. The Colombia goal. Ball crossed in. They kept it alive, and Yohan Wissa saw the play, and he said, I got this. I got this. Fa! Boom! Into the far post. Yohan Wissa. Kuzanov to St. Man City, but he sucks there too. Yohan Wissa, or Abdul Kadir Kuzanov is a fucking fraud. You ain't got, yeah, you're right, it ain't Man City. You ain't got nobody to protect you. He's garbage. 91st minute. 90 plus 1, 3-1. No way that's off. Yeah, no, I think they got screwed. I want Cristiano to win the group, and I think Colombia got screwed. Player down hurt. 92:04. 8 minutes of stoppage time. '93rd minute. No goal. They say Colombia was offside, but I didn't see it. I think that was a bad call. That was a bad call. Filo de FIFA. But I guess I'd want Cristiano rigged this game. So where's the penalty? Playing forward is Portugal. Goes wide. Where's the penalty? Rigged. So where's the penalty then? Hey, Colombia's been good not to give up a penalty. Smart guys. 94th minute. Portugal is finishing second as it stands. DR Congo is going to beat Uzbekistan. DR Congo is the best team in the 3rd place ranking. Who thought that was going to happen? Not me. There will be at least one team with 3 points to survive the top 8. But could it be 2? We will find out. Shot blocked away. We will find out if there's a team to support. Saved. 30 seconds to go. Oh, he almost lost it completely. And Costa's hurt. We have one more game to go. Argentina, Jordan in their group. Colombia wanted it more. Yeah, and they didn't get it. Oh, that's offside. You got to be kidding me. By a toe? By a toe? Well, you know what? I was wrong. FIFA gave a shitty offside to somebody that a certain government doesn't hate. I was wrong. But again, if Messi had that offside, they'd still give the goal. Well, at least Iran wasn't the only team that got fucked by a shitty offside. By a toenail. Yeah, no, we need the Wenger offside rule. Nah, it's been amazing in the Canadian Premier League. Give me the Wenger offside rule. I don't need to see stuff like that no more. Toenail! Being anti-war ain't going woke. Full time, 0-0 for Colombia and Portugal. Colombia wins the group. Colombia, Portugal. Colombia wins the group. DR Congo in third. Colombia has 7 points. Portugal, 5. Waiting out this DR Congo game. 2 minutes to go. Watch other game. Don't end the stream. I got the other stream. Hey, I got it on the other stream. Don't worry. I'm not. This isn't gonna work if I. Don't worry. I'm still streaming. It's just gonna be another stream. Because nobody's gonna find it or want to watch it if it ain't the right title. Either way, you can live not seeing me for 25 minutes. You can live. Go eat a snack. Go get a damn snack and shut your mouth. Go get a damn snack and shut your mouth. You can live 25 minutes without seeing my face. It's not bad. You won't die. You won't die. Eat a snack. Eat some popcorn. Eat some chocolate bar. I don't know. Go make a shake. Eat some ice cream. You'll live. 25 minutes, you'll live. You'll live. It's not like it's an hour and you live then. You'll live. I know people love to see me, but you'll live. You'll live. Head her away. You'll live. It's only 25 minutes. I know I'm a gift, but you'll live. It's 25 minutes. If not a little bit less. You'll live. You'll live. 97th minute. More like 23. Who are we kidding? More like 23 minutes. Who are we kidding? But DR Congo. 97th minute. Speed crying. Well, hey, at least Portugal didn't turn into Uruguay. Portugal couldn't find a goal today. Nope, because they were playing a good team. It's like we knew this was coming. The only thing that's bad is Colombia got screwed because of the toenail. Eat a snack. And it's full time. 3-1 DR Congo. DR Congo's moving on to the next rounds. Lucky loser, DR Congo. Call that a house call from Dr. Congo. Why did I just do that? 4 points. Uzbekistan 1-0. Uzbekistan eliminated. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Hit that hype button. Put this up an algorithm. Hit that join button. Become a member. Send stats on live streams. Comment on the video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the less than 30 minutes for the next stream. Argentina, Jordan. I'll see you then. I'm running them out. Peace.